What up, guys? Your boy Quake back with a brand new episode of the Diverse Mentality Podcast, number 323. How is everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing amazing because I've had a little better few days, thankfully. Thank you to everybody that wished me well and my family well. We're just getting through a little situation in our lives that kind of hit us at a random moment, and it's tough when things like that happen at random times. So back on track, working, and I'm excited, man. I got a lot of different content coming out pretty soon here, so I can't wait to get that out. And I just love doing this, man. I love doing this. Even if I've been doing this in terms of hip hop before I was even getting paid a single penny, like since 2007. So I was, how old was I in 2007? 12 years old? Yeah, literally 12 years old. I've been doing like some form of content. At that time, I started a hip hop website. So I was dropping little articles and whatever, new music that was coming out, and then transition, and here I am now. So I love doing this regardless of getting paid. But now, that I'm an adult, as a kid, when you're 12 years old, your parents are paying all the bills, right? So you can just do it for the love of it. But eventually, you need to make income to support, everything that you're doing. So I've never looked to get rich off of any of this stuff. I just love doing it. So I've been in the game for a minute, man. I'm a fossil at this point, but I'm not even that old. I'm only 29. So, let's get into the news, man. Lil Baby is free. He's off the hook in the Las Vegas gun situation. Let's go over the article. Lil Baby has been dealt some good news as his gun case in Las Vegas has been dropped. The Atlanta rapper was arrested in Sin City in August for allegedly possession of firearm without a permit, but according to legal documents obtained by TMZ, he will no longer be prosecuted. The Clark County District Attorney has declined to press charges against the rapper, who has always denied any wrongdoing. In a statement, Baby's attorney Drew Finley and David Chesnoff said, "We'll let the court speak for itself." Baby, through his attorneys, claimed after the arrest that he had a valid gun permit that was issued in his home state of Georgia. To be clear, Dominique Jones, Lil Baby, has a valid Georgia carrying concealed weapon permit, they told TMZ. On his behalf, we are actively investigating the facts and circumstances surrounding his arrest in Las Vegas. Cops say Lil Baby was seen on video being passed a gun at the famous nightclub Encore. Following a police investigation, he was arrested for carrying a concealed firearm without a permit, as Nevada does not recognize concealed weapon permits issued in Georgia. Baby was in town celebrating James Harden's, of course it's James Harden, 35th birthday. Baby quickly grew belligerent during the arrest, insulting the security guard, and appeared to alert the authorities to the weapon in his possession and offering them $200,000 to help him out. Wow. So he's good, man. It's been cleared. No wrongdoing here. Just a quick update on the case. So shout out to Lil Baby, man. Great news for him. Kanye West has been officially sued by a man he hired to investigate for Kim Kardashian in alleged sex trafficking. Yeah, this sounds kind of crazy. When there's this like Keeping Up with the Kardashians clip where Kanye's in there and Kim Kardashian is crying. And she was like, this person has the tapes of intimate things that she's done, right? And she wouldn't be crying if it had something to do with the Ray J situation, because that's already out there. Everybody's seen it. But she would be crying if it's something new, right? On tape that she didn't want people to see. Around this time, Kanye was, around the Kardashians and on the show, and he ended up going to the specific person and getting the tapes. Now, looking back, with all the stuff Kanye said about Diddy, and all the fact that they found out that Diddy has 1 terabyte of files and videos, 1 terabyte, not 1 gigabyte, not 100 gigabytes. If you don't know what 1 terabyte is, it is 1,000 gigabytes. He has that many files of stuff. So this prompted me to think at that moment, maybe Kanye went to Diddy's, or like something to do with Diddy, and threatened him and said, give me the tapes that you have of her, blah, blah, blah. I don't know, just speculation on my end, but let's go over this article because this is interesting in itself. Kanye West is facing a bombshell new lawsuit accusing him of threatening to kill a former Yeezy employee he hired to investigate possible sex trafficking involving the Kardashians. A Michigan man who has chosen to keep his identity a secret out of fears for his safety filed a suit on Thursday, October 10th in Los Angeles, alleging emotional distress, retaliation, and several violations of California labor codes. According to the suit, which has been viewed by Hip Hop DX, the man claims he was hired by Kanye in December 2022 to work for his since axed presidential campaign, initially as deputy campaign director, before being made director of intelligence. It was under this role that the man was tasked with investigating various associates and enemies of Kanye's, including the family of his ex-wife Kim Kardashian, for supposed various links Kanye believed they had with criminal enterprises, including alleged sex trafficking. He also claims to have been asked by Kanye West to hire private investigators to follow his current wife, Bianca Censori, without her knowledge when she was visiting her family in her home country of Australia. The man claims his relationship with Kanye began to fracture earlier this year when he was tipped off about an alleged child abuse at Kanye's troubled Donda Academy school. Around the same time, the rapper began to let go a majority of the Yeezy leadership and consume nitrous oxide, which he suspects contributed to his erratic behavior. After informing other senior Yeezy employees about the concerning allegations at the school, the man says he received an angry phone call from Kanye in which he threatened him with a great bodily injury, including death, if he repeated the child abuse claims. The Good Music founder also allegedly sent him recordings of scary voices threatening harm against him, with threats also being made by Ye's enforcers. The man claims the campaign of threats, intimidation, and harassment triggered his PTSD, which stems from his time in the military, resulting in him entering a mental health treatment facility. Ye has only himself to blame for his mounting legal woes. He just can't continue hiring employees, treating them terribly, then refusing to pay them in violation of numerous employment laws, let alone threaten to kill them as he did in this case, said the man's attorney Ron Zambaro in a statement. Our client is so fearful of Ye and his erratic, disturbing, and unpredictable behavior that he wishes to remain anonymous for his own safety. It's not only illegal but unconscionable that an employer would threaten any employee with bodily harm or death. Kanye's Yeezy company is also named as a defendant along with 10 unnamed parties the plaintiff aims to identify at a later date. The suit is seeking restitution of unpaid wages, attorneys' fees, and general and punitive damages to be determined at trial. Kanye has not yet responded to the allegations. Kanye has also, by the way, been hit with a sexual assault lawsuit by that one girl, that Lauren Piscott, who managed at one point Nikki Heaton. So that lawsuit is actually going through. We reported that on a while ago, but now it's just officially gone through. So Kanye's getting hit with lawsuits the same type of style, not like, in the same fashion as Diddy, because Diddy's got hit with like 30 in a row, but he's getting his own things right now, and who knows? I don't know what to believe. We need proof of all this stuff. We can't just make assumptions. Same thing I said with Diddy. I don't make assumptions on things unless there is solid proof of evidence that Kanye did it, or that the person says they did it, whatever. On both sides, you need to have some sort of solid proof. So we'll keep our eyes posted on this. We'll see what happens moving forward. A lot of these lawsuits take years and years, so I probably won't talk about this probably until like season 6 of the podcast. Who knows? But we'll see what happens moving forward. Updates on the YSL Rico trial, and once again, man, I'm confused. There's so much stuff going on. I have no idea at this point. They just need to shut down this trial, restart it like a year later. It's going to suck for Young Thug because he's going to be locked up longer, but I don't know what the hell's going on. It's gone to hell. This whole trial is just something new every day, with something happening, intertwining between a lawyer, judge, correctional officer, prosecutor, defendant, whatever. Whoever is involved in this in one way, shape, or form, there's a turn. So let's go over this article. The YSL Rico trial has taken another surprising turn as a former Fulton County corrections officer has been accused of collaborating with one of Young Thug's defendants. I don't even know what that means. What do you mean collaborating? They're in a studio recording music? According to WSB-TV, 31-year-old Carmen Bailey has been charged with accepting $17,000 in bribes, including from Marquavius Huey's family, in exchange for delivering drugs and other contraband to inmates at the Fulton County Jail. Wow. The case against Bailey came to a head when officials searched through her phone, and found evidence of Apple Pay transactions and communications with Huey's mother and brother. She has been charged with 4 counts of violation of oath, 2 counts of bribery, and 2 counts of obtaining, procuring / giving inmates prohibited items without authorization. The Fulton County Sheriff's Office also confirmed that Huey's mother and brother, Melissa and Jeremiah Huey, have been arrested though their charges were not made public. The YSL Rico trial has seen its fair share of drama since it began in November 2023. Damn, we're about to go a whole year into this trial, and nothing is... I don't even think we've progressed. Like, what is going on with this trial, man? But, hey, that's another update, another twist and turn to this. I don't know, man. I genuinely want to do a documentary on this trial just because I want clarity on things. Like, I might have to do that in the future just to know what the fuck was going on, because I don't know every single detail, and a lot of stuff has been confusing me these past, whatever, almost a year now. So, yeah, we'll see if there's any more updates moving forward. Speaking of trials, the Diddler. We're back to talking about him. And first, he is demanding an investigation into the government. Let's go over the article. Diddy and his attorneys have accused the federal government of committing misconduct in their handling of his sex trafficking racketeering case. The mogul's lawyers filed a motion on Wednesday, October 9th, requesting an evidentiary hearing into what they allege are strategic and unlawful leaks of evidence by the government to the media, as well as false and prejudiced statements made in the press by federal agents. Puffy's legal team made a number of brazen allegations in the motion, including that the leaks were planned and executed by the Department of Homeland Security, which carried out the raids on his homes earlier this year. The most I don't pronounce this word, man. I hate this word. I always fuck up this word. The most egregious example of these leaks, his attorneys argued, is widely publicized video of Diddy assaulting Cassie in a hotel corridor in 2016. The videotape was leaked to CNN for one reason alone: to mortally wound the reputation and prospect of Sean Combs successfully defending himself against these allegations, the motion reads. I mean, listen, man, they couldn't charge you because statute of limitations went past domestic violence, and I believe Los Angeles they were at. I think that was Los Angeles. Regardless, statute of limitations went past and domestic violence, so they couldn't charge you. So why not put the tape out? Yeah, does it sway public opinion? Of course it does. Now there's solid evidence that Diddy does. Now there's solid evidence that what Cassie said in her lawsuit, there is some truth to, right? So if there's some truth to it, then more than likely, majority of what she's saying, there's truth to it, right? Because why would she be able to detail a specific event and then later the feds find that specific event because it was that traumatizing to her? And she detailed a lot of events. I don't know if there's video footage of them, if there's proof in terms of transactions, in terms of just the people involved. You know, maybe Kid Cudi, when his car got blown up, maybe he took photos of the car being blown up. You know, I'm sure Kid Cudi is going to be involved in the trial as well. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people involved that don't want to be involved, but they're going to have to be involved because they were close friends with Diddy, or they were somehow, I hit the mic. They were somehow involved in what he was doing, right? I'm sure even his kids, his older sons. We don't know, but Diddy's lawyers want a hearing to determine if Homeland Security were behind these leaks and if the U.S. Attorney's Office was involved. I don't know what that does. I guess they can kind of argue the fact that it sways public opinion, because when you start getting jurors, you don't want their brain to already have a public opinion of Diddy. You want their brain to be clean. That's why in today's time it's really hard, especially if you're a celebrity, to find jurors that don't know anything about your history or whatever. Like, especially in today's time. I'm sure you can find people, like younger people, because mostly, 18, 17-year-olds, they probably don't really know about Diddy, but now they do because of everything that's going on. But most of the time, like, younger kids don't know, or younger adults. You can't get kids as jurors, but younger adults don't really know, or really, really older adults, like in their 50s and 60s. They might know about Diddy here and there. Some people are really out of touch. I mean, I remember when Jay-Z sat on that train, and he sat next to this old white lady, and she had no idea who he was. And Drake, too. Drake sat courtside at one event, and the camera was coming up to him, and the guy next to him was like, "What, are you a celebrity? Are you famous?" Like, some people have, like, to us, it's a shock because we live this hip-hop world, but to some people, they have no idea. Some people probably know Diddy as the proactive guy in the Proactive commercials for skincare. The Puffy's too busy selling pimple cream. You know, the pimple cream skincare, like 50 said. Some people just know him for that because that was like a mainstream. You know, they might know him for, you know, a commercial, making the band, MTV, that type of stuff, but they don't really know him. Maybe for music, some people know him, but you'll be surprised, man. Some people have no idea who some of these individuals are, man, because they're not in the culture. They're not a part of this stuff. They could care less. And you need people like that to be jurors in these situations. So, I mean, they can file this and say whatever they want to say that, hey, you know, this is wrong that they put this out here, that it's going to sway public opinion. But there are people out there that never seen that Diddy video, that don't really know much about Diddy, that they can get as jurors. But I don't know, how do they determine that? That's the real question, because people can just lie and be like, I have no idea. I've never heard of Diddy, but already have their mind, already have their opinion of him in their mind and already know what he's done. Yeah, so I don't know. But we have confirmation of when his trial date is. So an official start date for Diddy's sex trafficking trial has been set during a hearing that also saw new rules set for evidence in the case. So on Thursday, October 10th, Manhattan Federal Court Judge Arun, damn, his name is interesting, Arun Subramanian, scheduled the trial start date for May 5th, 2025. I'm just letting you guys know, I doubt it'll start then. Usually when they do these first start dates, it gets changed. I would be genuinely surprised if it starts on May 5th. Man, it's going to be crazy. According to the Associated Press, Diddy's mother, Janice Combs, and his children were present for what was the Bad Boy founder's first appearance before the judge who will preside over the case moving forward. During the hearing, Assistant U.S. Attorney Emily Johnson also responded to defense attorney's argument that the footage of Puff's 2016 assault on ex-girlfriend Cassie should be excluded as evidence, as they claim the U.S. Department of Homeland Security leaked the video to the media. I don't think that's really exclusion. The disgraced executive's attorneys argued that this and other leaks by the government have led to damaging, highly prejudicial pretrial publicity that can only taint the jury pool and deprive Mr. Combs of his right to a fair trial. Yeah, so they're just basically saying they tainted the jury pool. Johnson, on the other hand, accused the defense of trying to exclude a damning piece of evidence with their baseless claims. While he did not rule on whether or not to admit the video, Judge, I can't say this guy's name, told Diddy's attorney, Mark Ongifillo, to propose an order that would instruct lawyers on both sides to comply with rules prohibiting them from publicly disclosing information that could taint a jury, which the judge preemptively agreed to sign. Prosecutors also hinted during the hearing that the embattled mogul's legal woes could get worse as they're exploring the possibility of filing a superseding indictment amid their ongoing investigation. Basically saying, you're going to get fucked again, Diddy, because we have a lot more shit. You're going to get worse in these situations, which is crazy. Like, the feds are not playing on this. A superseding indictment, which would most likely push back the trial start date, told you, can include additional charges, more defendants, or both. That is insane. Because they're probably going to talk to that lawyer that has 150, 120, whatever it was, people that came forward. They're probably going to talk to him and bring that onto this as well. So, yeah, we'll see what happens moving forward. But Diddy it's done, man. I don't know, man. As the days go on, it just gets worse and worse. I don't see how he gets out of this. I really don't. Unless he just throws so much people on. Like, Diddy is super powerful. So what he has to do is essentially throw an equal amount of power of people under the bus to make the police look good. You know, the feds and everybody look good. Because if they say, hey, okay, we locked up Diddy. Wow, we got a billionaire out of here, superstar, whatever, out of here. Cool. But you know what would sound cooler? Diddy gets locked up for 6, 7 years, 10 years, whatever. But then we also got this person, and this person. I don't want to say names because, you know, I'm not just going to throw assumptions out there. But let's just say, you know, it's somebody very powerful on the level of Diddy. You know, just think of in the hip-hop world. Who's on the level of Diddy, that level, right? Bringing those people in, and somebody of a high, not even just in the hip-hop world, just in the celebrity Hollywood media world, right? Like on the level of Diddy, who would be on the level of Diddy, right? Let's just say The Rock. Somehow The Rock got dragged into this and he was part of Diddy's thing. That he's not, I'm just saying, just throwing an example. That's a level of Diddy, right? Anybody at that like high Hollywood level. Jackie Chan, I don't know, Jackie Chan, Chris Tucker, I don't know where. They have Rush Hour 4 in the court. I don't know, just some random shit. But people that are high level like Diddy that are known, that's what would save Diddy a little bit. But I don't see any other way he's getting out of this, man. I really don't think the money, they don't care. The guy offered $50 million. They could give two fucks about the money. So we'll see what happens moving forward. But the trial date is starting May 5th. I doubt it would stay that date. Don't depend on it being that date because it just doesn't make any sense. They're going to add on more stuff, and it's going to get pushed probably to end of 2025, early 2026. That's what I'm predicting we're going to see. But we'll see what happens moving forward. R. Kelly has been hit with an insane accusation. This blew my mind, and I would not be surprised if it's true because this doesn't seem like it's something outside of the norm, let's just say, for R. Kelly. So let's go over the article. R. Kelly's daughter with wife Andrea Kelly has opened about the sexual abuse she allegedly suffered at her father's hands in a new documentary about the singer. Jeez, R. Kelly can't take a break with these documentaries. On Friday, October 11th, TVEI Networks released the first of a two-part expose about Kelly and his relationship with his children titled Karma, A Daughter's Journey per TMZ. The film finds his daughter, Baku Abi, sharing details about an incident she says occurred when she was around the age of 8 or 9. The now 26-year-old claims that she woke up to find R. Kelly touching her and pretended to be asleep. In a trailer for the documentary, Abi is heard alluding to the life-shattering moment. Okay, so I'm going to read quotes on here. He was my everything for a long time. I didn't even want to believe that it happened, she says while crying. I don't know that even if he was a bad person that he would do something to me. I really feel like that 1 millisecond completely just changed my whole life. Elsewhere in the trailer, which also features her mother and her brother Robert Kelly Jr., Baku Abi says that she will not be taking her son to visit her father and sheds more light on their fractured relationship, which he has previously blamed on his ex-wife. She says this, nobody wants to be the child of the father that is out here hurting women and children, she says, later adding he knows exactly why we can't have the relationship that we would have liked to have had with him. While she may be speaking about his alleged incident publicly for the first time, this is not the first time Joanne Kelly, which is her real name, she changed her name to Baku Abi, has made these accusations. According to TMZ, she told her mother about the incident in 2009, roughly 2 years after it happened. Andrea Kelly filed a complaint at the time listing her daughter as Jane Doe. However, they were told the statute of limitations had passed. In a statement to the outlet, R. Kelly's attorney, Jennifer Bogine, said that he vehemently denies these allegations. His ex-wife made the same allegation years ago, Bogine wrote, and it was investigated by Illinois' Department of Children and Family Services and it was unfounded. And the filmmakers, whoever they are, did not reach out to Mr. Kelly or his team to even allow him to deny these hurtful claims. Yeah, I don't know how you prove that. Like, the Department of Children and Family Services, like how does the Department of Family and Children's Services prove that, R. Kelly actually did something to his kid? Like, unless he, raped her, that forced this. I can't even fathom this in my mind. This is so disgusting. This just pisses the shit out of me off. But I don't even want to explain this. It's so nasty. Just that, if he did that, right, if he actually forced her on her, that's the only way if she went like immediately, which is like insane for me saying this. This is 8 or 9 year old, bro. This pisses me off. I'm so fucking mad at just even talking about this because I'd fucking kill the guy. Like if I caught anybody doing that to my daughter, I would kill him on sight. That's my, I've always said this in my life. That's my like life in prison, crash out. Like that's the only crash out that I would have. Or somebody that's harming my family, close, whatever, my wife, daughter, whatever, all that stuff. Those are my crash out moments. Other than that, there's really nothing I'll really crash out on. But yeah, I just don't know how, like, unless she just went to the police immediately after it happened. But at 8, 9 years old, it's kind of like you don't really even know what's going on. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know how they would prove that. That's a weird kind of, I would love to ask that as a question to somebody that's been more involved in these type of situations. But the apple doesn't fall far from the tree when it comes to these accusations, right? He's been accused of a lot of these things, so I would not be surprised if this happened. I mean, R. Kelly himself said he got abused as a kid, so, Usually the abusers abuse. That's usually the cycle for the most part. I'm not saying all of them, but about, I think, what's the statistic on that? It's like 80% of them repeat the cycle. 20% end up breaking the cycle. So that's why whenever these, child pedophiles get caught, they say, hey, I was abused as a kid. And it's just like a cycle that repeats. So here's the thing, the success rate of trying to rehabilitate a person that, let's just say one time did something to a child, but then they got caught, whatever. The chances of rehabilitating that person so they never do that again is so fucking slim. So slim. We're talking a 0.01% people that actually get rehabilitated and never do that again. So I know this is harsh to say, but I don't really care. These guys are the lowest scum of the earth, but castration is the only way to make sure that they have no drive sexually to do this, to remove any drive possible. Chemical castration. That's the only way to do it, because these are sick individuals that they just can't get help. Like they do it once, they get caught, they do it again. If I've watched Chris Hansen's To Catch a Predator, if you've never seen that, just watch it. Google on YouTube, I'm sure you'll find it. A lot of these individuals that got caught, they used to do it before, got caught again. These are individuals that got caught on TV for millions to see. Mind you, this was TV in its prime, in its early 2000s, 2004, I think, or 2004, 2005, 2006, somewhere around there. So mid-2000s. Millions of viewers were watching TV at this time. You get embarrassed in front of millions of people. Everybody knows your name, your face, and you still repeat this. Like, that just tells you right there that these are individuals that they don't get it through their mind, bro. It's just something that doesn't register in their mind. They think it's normal. They think it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. As much as they play and say, oh, I didn't mean to do it, in their mind, they're like, yes, I didn't mean to do it. Yes, it's normal, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen the documentary. I'm actually going to go watch it just because out of curiosity. But yeah, that's wild accusation. And like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if it's true, man. That to me taints his whole career. Like, I don't know. I can't listen to R. Kelly ever again just because this just makes it even worse, even more disgusting. But we'll see what happens moving forward, man. I hope, his daughter has real closure and has moved forward from this and, has gotten the proper therapy for this, because that is a traumatizing thing if, she actually experienced it the way she said she did. Dr. Dre has been hit with another massive lawsuit. He took a huge loss with that divorce. I'm sure half of his net worth went to her. I don't remember the exact details, but she got away with a lot of money, and now he's getting hit with a $10 million lawsuit. Let's go over the article. Dr. Dre has been hit with a $10 million lawsuit for allegedly harassing a marriage counselor who was working to mediate his relationship with his now ex-wife, Nicole Young. Dr. Charles J. Sophie is suing Dr. Dre for engaging in a malicious campaign of harassment against him after he counseled the Aftermath Entertainment founder and his former wife during their marital problems. Sophie claims in the suit, rather than treating the mediation process as an opportunity for healing, Dre decided to take his frustrations about the mediation out on Dr. Sophie. Frustrations that manifested themselves in a form of nearly year-long sustained campaign of late-night texts, threats of intimidation and violence, and homophobic rhetoric. The lawsuit seeks $10 million in damages as well as a restraining order against Dre. According to the lawsuit, Sophie was retained by the couple in 2018 for a joint psychotherapist-patient relationship, and he would continue counseling them throughout their divorce, which was finalized in December 2021. Sophie claims the harassment started in February 2023 when Dr. Dre contacted him via text message saying that he had been told something disturbing. The NWA legend allegedly followed up with an apparent threat, "You're going to have to pay for that." The text messages continue with Dre accusing Sophie of convincing somebody whose name has been redacted in the suit to say negative things about him in the press, which the counselor denies. Sophie says he eventually began to fear for his safety and claims that Dre sent fake FBI agents to his home, which led to the doctor wearing a bulletproof vest. It's insane. Dr. Dre, through his attorney, Howard King, hit back at the lawsuit, saying it's a response to a complaint filed by the rap icon to the California's Osteopathic Medical Board over Sophie's conduct during their counseling sessions. In a gross violation of all applicable standards of care, Dr. Sophie inserted himself into a contentious divorce, which he simultaneously treated not only Mr. and Mr. Young's, but their kid, King said in a statement. Mr. and Mrs. Young, sorry. He was terminated when it was revealed that he was encouraging one of their children to take sides against Mr. Young, which is Dr. Dre, even encouraging his son to go to the press with false allegations in order to force a financial settlement that he recommended. Dr. Sophie has consistently rebuffed medical board attempts to investigate these claims, but has now filed a desperate suit while the noose of the medical board is tightening. I don't know what the hell that. Anyways, this is why I don't think I think marriage in America is just the dumbest thing ever. It doesn't mean anything. I'm not saying marriage itself doesn't mean anything. I think the way America approaches, like having an official document to say in America you're married makes no sense because of this type of bullshit, right? You're going for a divorce. You have to hire lawyers to fucking help you get a divorce. Like, why do I have to hire lawyers to divorce me from somebody? And then what does that do? That causes the lawyers to have malicious intent because they want to get as much paid as possible out of the situation. So it wouldn't be surprising to me if this lawyer did try to flame up things so that the splits could be better on his end. That's no surprise to me. I would not be surprised at all. Why wouldn't the lawyer want to get paid instead of $1 million, $5 million, or $10 million, whatever the amount he's getting paid? He's getting paid handsomely for that. But that's the problem. You get so many people involved that everybody has their own motive. That's the thing with a lot of humans, unfortunately. A lot of bad human beings don't have people's best interest. As a lawyer, your job is to have everyone's best interest and not fill your pockets up. But, like I said, human beings can be greedy motherfuckers that don't have people's best interest at heart. And that's what this is. This is a lawyer that, if this is true, had intentions to make Dr. Dre look worse. So the judge then can give, because I'm sure she was representing Dr. Dre's wife, the judge can give Dr. Dre's wife more money, and then the lawyer walks away with more money as well. This is not something that's like out of this world. That's a normal practice. This is why I personally will not get officially married on document papers in America, because I don't want the government or any lawyer, anybody involved in my personal life with what I do with marriage and stuff. We will get married religiously, and that's it. I'm not going to get document married. I don't give a fuck about any of that because I don't want people involved in what me and my wife are deciding to do. If we decide to split, that's between me and my wife and nobody else, besides if we have kids, obviously. Other than that, nobody's business about what we do. There should be no lawyers involved. Nobody's getting paid anything. No fucking documents have to be filed. No millions and hundreds of thousands of dollars, whatever the amount is, because getting divorced is expensive as fuck too. But that's America. It's a system to get money out of you. It's disgusting. But we'll keep our eyes posted on this and see what happens moving forward, because a $10 million lawsuit is a lot of money. 50 Cent needs his money by Monday. This is wild. This made me laugh like crazy, man. So 50 has decided to sue a popular jeweler by the name of Trax NYC. So let's go over the article. 50 has sued a popular jeweler, Trax NYC, for a whopping $5 million, accusing him of using his likeness to sell knockoff chains. The unit mogul is suing the jeweler for trademark infringement and violating his right of publicity after Trax NYC made a series of TikTok posts that appeared to suggest the rapper was affiliated with the chains. Trax NYC made a number of social media posts featuring pictures of 50 wearing jewelry and also tagging him in the caption. In one video, which was advertising a chain similar to 50's Diamond Cross, Trax seemingly says, the In The Club hitmaker, we just jocked your style. I know you watch my videos, and now I'm watching your shit and jocking your shit, just like you jocked my shit. A representative for 50 said in the statement, Mr. Jackson takes the unauthorized use of his name and likeness for commercial purposes seriously. Before filing the lawsuit, 50 himself warned the jeweler on social media, "This was a bad idea. You will regret doing this, I promise." That would literally sink my heart if 50 comment that on my Give It Should I Try documentary. I would literally cry. That is insane. The Queens, New York native has also used his unusual battleground of Instagram to have a say on the lawsuit. Every now and then someone does something like this. I don't know why, but I do know I'm going to need that money by Monday. I bursted out laughing. After being informed of the lawsuit, Trax NYC made a public plea to 50 to drop the lawsuit, saying in the video, "Yo, 50, a cross is meant for forgiveness, redemption, forgiveness of sins, forgive, forget, let it go, brother. 50 was not having any of it and replied, let me think about it. Nah, you try to play with me. You know the vibes by Monday. He followed up by writing alongside a picture of the chains the jeweler was trying to sell. This fool took my custom piece, copied it, then posted this 7 hours using my likeness to sell them. He don't know how this works. If he talks to a lawyer that would tell him this is not good. Yeah, he copied like 50's style on the chain because I don't know if that's... I think 50's the only one to have a chain like that because I don't remember seeing anybody having a chain like that. Very unique style that 50 designed, and I'm sure he's probably like... I'm sure 50 designed it, but I'm sure he's like, yo, why is this guy literally trying to pretend like, this is 50 Cent approved when it's not? And that's the thing. As long as 50's cool, right? In my Get Rich or Die Trying documentary, I don't make it clear that 50's involved in it. I say this is an unauthorized release that has nothing about to do with 50. I mean, it has obviously to do with 50, but, his involvement it's unauthorized. This is not, he didn't approve this documentary. So I made it very clear off the jump that, and I had to do that because... actually, I never told you guys this story. This is interesting. So I probably have. I don't know. I don't remember. But I did talk to 50 Cent's lawyer because I tried to reach out to 50 to get involved in this documentary, and I got all the way up to his lawyer. And his lawyer shut down the documentary immediately. My heart sank. I literally was like heartbroken. I'm not even joking because I was like, damn, like this would have been amazing if 50 would have been involved. But then I literally talked to the lawyer. I was like, listen, I was like, I'm not just some Joe Schmo across the block that just wants to do a documentary. Like, I got money. I'm putting into this. I'm taking my time. I have an audience that watches my content. After basically I explained for like 5-6 minutes who I am, what I'm doing, and what my intentions are, the lawyer said, hey, write a letter to 50 and I will hand it to 50 personally. I did that. I shipped it overnight, paid $110 and never received a response from the lawyer ever again, which was unfortunate. But I made a professional letter with my logo there. I literally signed it, everything. And, never got a response. And I tried my best, but the lawyer was like so against it because that's a lawyer's job, right? To defend their clients, their image, their likeness. But, I should honestly send the documentary to a lawyer. Just be like, hey, it's out. It's been out for a while. It's got 1 million views. Everybody's loving it. I don't know if he would ever follow up with 50 about it, but, I've always shown respect to 50, man. I've never been somebody that's been blocked by them. I've never been anything like even the negative things, I report, without being biased. I report, hey, if he actually did this, it's messed up that he did this. But if he didn't do it, he didn't do it. Like I've never 50, I've been obviously the most supportive of in my whole platform. I talk about him every single time on this podcast, as you guys know, but I've always shown support. I've never been the type to leak music from him, which I have songs that nobody's ever heard. I could easily leak music and just be like, fuck, I just want to put out music. I could have done a lot of things that could escalate. I remember Nikki Martin, shout out to her. She used to work at G-Unit Records. And remember when 50 did the 10 movie deal with Lionsgate, $200 million to make, 10 different movies. A lot of those movies were leaking online, and I would send Nikki Martin links of these leaks and tell them, hey, this movie's out, the link's out, remove them. And then, she would thank me, and she actually shipped me for free a bunch of Street King stuff. Like, she shipped me an energy drink Street King bottle, a shirt, a hat. I still have all of that, and I actually have the mailing, like the postal mailing of the shipment. I still have it with me. So shout out to her. She, she could vouch for me that I've been like G-Unit-wise, like I've always shown support, never leaked stuff, always respected 50 and G-Unit. So, that's been my track record. I have proof of it, with people that actually worked at G-Unit. So, I think 50 is a very cool guy as long as you're doing it with like Kid, right? He got caught with 50 heard him using his hook. You better walk, cause I ain't in the talking, I hit you up. Kid, that's the record that he rapped on, and that was without 50's approval. But he got that hook and beat from Shaw Money XL. So I don't know if Shaw Money XL actually produced the beat, but he got that from Shaw Money XL. When 50 heard it, initially he was going to sue him for using his likeness without his approval, right? Because like he's doing with this chain. But he heard Kid rock with him. He's like, bro, this guy can rap his ass off. I want to sign him. I want to bring him on G-Unit. And that's what happened. So 50, I think if you're doing it without like malicious intent and you're genuinely a good person, you can see that. 50 is not this like ruthless, heartless. I know he comes off as that as the image, but he's a very common sense person if he sees where you're coming from. People have this like mentality that he was just like, for me, like for the Get Rich or Die Trying documentary, the fact that I put Sha Money XL in the documentary. People are like, oh, 50's not going to rock with it. 50 ain't going to fuck with it because he hates Sha Money XL. Well, this is what you guys don't know. This is why when people speak like this, I always laugh because 50 put Ja Rule, yes, the guy that he hates till the day that he dies, he put Ja Rule in a Jam Master Jay documentary. Then that documentary got put onto his Before I Self-Destruct CD as a bonus deluxe, like Walmart version. It was packed with the Jam Master Jay documentary. So if he can allow Ja Rule to be involved in Jam Master Jay's story, why wouldn't he allow Sha Money XL, who's never tried to, I'm not going to put this on Ja Rule or Murder Inc., but we know, tried to allegedly kill him. Sha Money's never done that. Yeah, they had a fallout, but if he's willing, listen, Ja Rule is the number one thing on 50's list that he doesn't fuck with. So if he's willing Ja Rule to slide with the Jam Master Jay stuff, why wouldn't he allow the Sha Money? Sha Money's part of G-Unit's history. So when people comment that to me and say, oh, 50 ain't going to rock with it because Sha Money, I'm like, you guys don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You guys just talk. I get it. They're not cool, but Sha Money didn't have, when we recorded the documentary, he had nothing negative to say. Yeah, he said a little bit, I was getting flashy, and I don't think 50 liked that. Well, whatever, that's his opinion, but I don't think Sha Money has negative energy towards 50, and I think 50's kind of moved on from the situation. Yeah, he might not be cool with him, but it's like, it's not something that he really, really cares that much about. But, this guy is screwed. Let's just say that. $5 million is going to be a hefty payment that he's going to have to pay, man. This guy's been doing content on jewelry. I've seen this guy all over the place. So, we'll see what happens moving forward. T.I. has officially made it clear that he will not be performing live ever again. Let's go over the article. T.I. has announced that he will be performing live for one last time as he nears the end of his illustrious rap career. In an interview with Atlanta's 96.1 The Beat, the Grand Hustle General revealed that his upcoming set at the station's Jingle Ball Festival would be his swan song as a performing artist. I appreciate y'all for offering me my last working gig. I do not need the money anymore. I will not be performing, said Tip, who, alongside with his wife, Tiny, recently was awarded $71 million in damages, which we talked about. I wonder if this is the reason why T.I. doesn't want to perform anymore. He said, I don't need the money anymore. Yeah, once you make $71 million off a lawsuit, I'd probably call it a wrap too. He added, I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want people to pay me to hop around and sweat for their entertainment. That's respectable, right? Because, if you're really rich and you're not performing for the love of it, for the fans and stuff, like 50 just did with the Final Lap Tour, he doesn't have to do that tour, but he did it because of the fans. If you're not doing it for the love of it, then I get it, man. Don't rob people of their hard-earned money, and you don't really give 100% effort when you're performing on stage, right? So I respect that aspect of it. But I don't think he's serious on this. I'm going to be 100% honest. I could be wrong, but I think he'll perform here and there. I just don't think he's serious. But that's probably a reason why, because he was awarded $71 million. He's probably like, listen, man, this is about performing live, not his rap career. I'm sure he'll probably drop an album. I don't know if he wants to perform that album or not, but regardless, I think I've seen T.I. live. I could be wrong. I don't remember. What was that festival that 50 was? Yeah, so I saw T.I. live when 50 was doing that festival with like a bunch of artists. I saw a bunch of artists live. Yeah, I saw T.I. live for a little bit. He performed a couple records. That's the only time I've seen him live. That was a long time. That was 2019. So pretty crazy, but we'll see if he actually sticks to his word. Charts. Let's talk about it. Kendrick Lamar has achieved a new milestone while Drake is not achieving new milestones. And I don't know why they put this article with them together, but a lot of people have this theory that Drake is slowly falling off and that Kendrick Lamar is now the number one guy, which I can see because he basically won, I think, in my eyes, the battle. But let's go over the article. Kendrick Lamar achieved a milestone on the Billboard charts this week with the Drake diss Not Like Us, just as Drizzy made a shocking departure. This week, Not Like Us entered its 21st week atop the Billboard Hot Rap Songs chart, officially becoming the longest-running number one on the chart since its inception in 1989. Lil Nas X's 2019 smash Old Town Road previously held the record at 20 weeks. So it's the longest-running hot rap song chart at 21 weeks. The song is also number one on Billboard's rap streaming chart, where he ties with Lil Nas for the longest-running number one there at 20 weeks. Designers Panda and Psy's Gangnam Style share first place at 23 weeks. Meanwhile, for the first time since April 2022, Drake does not have a single song or feature on the Billboard Hot 100 this week. I don't know. Is that technically falling off? I don't know. Drake's had an incredible run. I don't even care if he fall off right now if people want to say that. Drake's run has been literally the most consistent and dominant run that I think we've ever seen in hip-hop. Like, we can't... Here, I know people are going to throw Eminem, right? Or Jay-Z or whatever. Jay-Z had a consistent run, but he was never, like, number one dominant in the years that he was releasing, right? Eminem took a 3 to 4 year hiatus. You know, we can't count 2005 because it's a hits album. Yeah, he dropped one song in a music video with When I'm Gone, but 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, and then finally in 2009 comes out. So 5-year hiatus. If you want to count 2005, you can say a 4-year hiatus. Well, he came out with Re-Up. Yeah, I kind of forgot about that, but it's more of a group thing. I'm talking Eminem as an artist. You know, he took a hiatus. Drake has been consistent. Whether he's dropping an album, a mixtape, or being featured on people's tracks. He's been, I think, the most consistent artist from 2009 till 2023. Even in 24, he dropped tracks, but I'm just saying from like that run, if it stops there, right, in 2024, he doesn't drop an album, doesn't really drop no more tracks, just calls it a wrap musically for at least that year, which I doubt because he's on a contract, so I'm sure he's going to drop more music, but that's an insane run, man. Even at 2009 to 2023. That's a, 14-year, 15-year run? What more can you want out of an artist? I really don't know. And he's only 38. Like, bro, Eminem's rapping at 50. Drake's got, if he continuously makes music, he's got another 12, 15 years that he can still go. You can have a 30-year run, basically. I don't know how many people will want to listen after that long of a run, because I do think you need a hiatus just for people to miss you. And right now, it would be a perfect time to be a hiatus. Everybody's turned on Drake, essentially, besides the stands. So when he leaves, people are going to know what's missing. And then when he comes back, people are going to appreciate it more. So that's my take on it. I think he should take a hiatus, but he's signed this $400 million label deal, whatever. So I don't think he will take a break, but you know, we'll see what happens moving forward, man. Kendrick's doing his thing, and I hope Kendrick drops that Broccoli record. I hope he drops an album, you know, and does his thing and really capitalizes off the moment that he's had, because, you know, don't just disappear, Kendrick. We're tired of, like, waiting. You know, taking a 5-year hiatus to drop Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers was just, like, ridiculous. I don't want that anymore out of Kendrick, you know, unless he's got, like, personal things he's dealing with, which he kind of did at the time, but yeah, we'll see what happens moving forward. I think Drake is good, though. I don't think really this means anything for Drake. I mean, you've had a fucking 14-year run. Like, what more do you want out of an artist, man? I really can't think of anything. Speaking of runs, new music is coming out. Rod Wave dropped Last Lap, the album. J. Cole, which we broke down this track, Port Antonio. Pharrell dropped Piece by Piece Soundtrack, the album. Glorilla dropped the Glorious album. Lil Durk and Huncho dropped Late Checkout. Jelly Roll dropped Beautiful Broken album. Corday dropped Mad as Fuck. Rich the Kid, Famous Dex, and Jay Crit dropped Rich Forever 5 mixtape. Earth Gang dropped Love You More featuring T-Pain. Lupe Fiasco dropped Pound for Pound. And Tyler dropped the Tyler Deluxe version of her album. Let's get into album sales. Coldplay is at number 1 with Moon Music, selling 114,000 copies. Shout out to Coldplay. Number 2 is Sabrina Carpenter, Short and Sweet at 95,000. Number 3, Chappelle Roan, The Rise and Fall of the Midwest Princess at 55,000. Number 4, Morgan Wallen, One Thing at a Time at 51,000. Number 5, Billie Eilish, Hit Me Hard and Soft at 49,000. Number 6, Taylor Swift, The Tortured Poets Department at 44,000. Number 7, Post Malone, F1 Trillion, 44,000. Number 8, Future, Mixtape Pluto, 39,000. Number 9, Noah Khan, Stick Season, 35,000. And number 10, Morgan Wallen, Dangerous Double Album, 31,000. Man, how long have I been saying that Morgan Wallen, Dangerous Double Album? I think since the podcast started. Insane. The thing's been in the top 10 for like decades. Going down the list, Eminem Death of Slim Shady is at number 23 with 21,000 sold. Drake For All the Dogs, number 28 with 19,000 sold. Eminem Curtain Call, number 30 with 18,000 sold. Future Metro Boomin, We Don't Trust You, number 31 with 18,000 sold. Kendrick Lamar, Damn, number 44 with 16,000 sold. Moneybagg Yo, Speak Now, number 47 with 15,000 sold. T Grizzly debuted at number 48 with Post Traumatic with 15,000 sold first week. Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City, number 49 with 15,000 sold. And that's it for today's episode of the Diverse Mentality Podcast. Appreciate you all for the love and support. Spotify, Deezer, Pocket Cast, YouTube, all that. Have an amazing night, day, whenever you listen to this, and peace.